On February 24th of this year, 2024, my business turned 1 year old. These are 5 lessons that I've learned from running a business this past year. Lesson number 1, start before you're ready. The reality is, in anything in life that I have started, looking back at the moment that I started it, I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel like I knew everything there was to know about being a coach when I started. I didn't feel like I knew everything there was to know about fitness. But the fact of the matter is, if you think about it like a book, I was a couple chapters ahead of the people that I wanted to help, right? Like I had figured out things that were useful to them, even though I might have taken them for granted. So even though I didn't feel ready or like good enough, I really did have a lot of information that was valuable. And did I make mistakes? Yes. Did I tell my first clients that I brought on that I was kind of like going to figure things out with them and they were guinea pigs and they were going to get a discount because of that? Yes, I did. And I made mistakes and I took feedback from them and I made changes and I made the process smoother and better and basically like collapsed the time window for them to get results. And that's what's led to me being like, at least by some metrics of success, have been like pretty successful because by the end of this year, I've now worked with over 30 people, have a repeatable process, have like systems in place, hired an assistant, and pretty much ready to continue to grow into this year. So takeaway number 1, start before you're ready in literally anything in life. You're never going to feel fully prepared. And once you start doing it, then you're like, you get better, first of all. And second, you learn, improve, grow, and realize that you actually were ready. You just felt like you were telling yourself you weren't. Secondly, if someone else is doing it, you can too. For years, I knew I wanted to start a business, but I always was like, I don't think I can do this. But the reality is, other people could do it. Other people were making a full-time income, living a great life, changing people's lives, and doing the thing they were most passionate about. So why couldn't I do it? That's the question I started to ask myself over and over and over till the point where I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. And then I started and I haven't looked back. Third, most people overestimate what they can do in one day, but underestimate what they can do in a year. I used to pack my to-do list for the day with like 10 to 20 different things on just like what felt like a never ending to-do list. And now I've switched that to having like 2 or 3 daily non-negotiables. And the change that I've noticed is insane. Like if you just do the same 2 or 3 actions every single day, the growth that you'll experience over a year is like mind blowing, versus like focusing on, oh, I've got to do this and this and this and this and this and being so scatterbrained, having so many things. Like it just makes it really hard to be able to get them done. I'm going to make a video about time blocking and peak performance, getting into a flow state, and how I've been able to structure my time so that I can actually hit these daily non-negotiables every single day and grow my business, provide better results for my clients, make the process cleaner, smoother, get better at educating them. So those are kind of the things that I'll do as my daily non-negotiables. And then, it's led to where I'm at now. And I feel like, honestly, we're just getting started. I'm like a year in and I'm like, we're literally just scratching the surface of what's possible here. We're just getting started. Third, running a business is the biggest self-development journey you can ever take. My self-development journey started with fitness, and then it went into reading a lot, mindfulness training, leadership, and then starting a business. And out of all of those things, starting a business has by far been the biggest one because there's so many different facets, and since I started out, have worn every single hat for the business. I've done all the marketing, done all the sales, done all the client fulfillment, created my program, scripted out, wrote and filmed my course. Like I do all of those different pieces. And now luckily I'm at the place where I can start hiring out for different things. But like wearing all those hats, I had to grow in all of those areas. And if one part of my business was like holding me back, I had to look in the mirror and be like, that's holding me back because I'm not good at that skill and I need to get better at it to be able to progress. So it's been a huge development journey. I would say the most comparable self-development journey I've also taken was becoming a teacher, because when I became a teacher, I was flooded with so many things that I had to do and be good at that I wasn't good at and didn't know how to do. And so my entire first year of teaching was a huge learning curve. I made lots of mistakes and I learned quickly and I improved. And by the end of it, I felt like I had a decent footing going into my second, third, fourth year, like just started to make like those minor changes and improvements. But the first year was like the huge growth. And that's how I felt with my business this year, was like when I started it versus like now, like the amount of growth and areas that I've had to improve on has been insane. It's been incredibly rewarding while also being challenging. There were lots of challenges, of course, that came up, but going through those and growing and like not giving up and coming out the other end feeling stronger is one of the most fulfilling experiences ever. Fourth thing I've learned is to become a leader worth following. So my business that I run is for fitness and health coaching. And a lot of the clients I work with want to lose weight, get more energy, be strong, fit, in shape, all that good stuff. And I realized, like, as I'm coaching them, I'm like, I need to be following my own advice. I need to have my health dialed in. I need to have my nutrition dialed in. My workouts should be great. Like, I need to have all of these things taken care of. And so it's almost given me like a second, like, amount of motivation for, taking care of myself and my fitness, which, like, I've already had my own driver, my own reasons for wanting to do it for my own journey. But like, now I also do it for my clients. Like, I go to the gym and I work out and I do my mobility and I like get my daily sunlight and I, do all these different things that I build out for my clients. I have made it a priority in my life to continue to be really consistent with all of those things. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, now I run a business, so I just have to like, focus on that. That's my main priority. I'm like, no, this is literally what got me to this place in the first place. And I'm going to practice what I preach. I need to be a leader worth following if I want anyone to follow me, or like follow my advice in my business. Turns out that was actually the fifth tip. I lost count, but I'm going to wrap that video up here. Smash thumbs up button if you found it informative, if you like me making videos about my business. And yeah, comment any questions you have below. Otherwise, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled fitness content next week. I'll see you in the next one.